to the thread. Share. Copy link. We're live in this bitch.
We're live
I
on Friday.
on my screen we're back and live on a Friday.
All right, thanks. It's Friday. Welcome to the Legends Clubhouse, as
The
you saw
the
on
big
Twitter.
Meejans.
The big Legends, dude. We're live on a Friday. I am, Bobby Hotspot Caboose because my internet decided to take a shit right before, right after you took a shit. So,
Yeah,
and this
it's
is
been a morning.
this is Lawson. I have to wipe my ass 60 times before I get on the show. Lawson, what's going on, man? Or Turner? What? I thought your name was Lawson at one point. I don't know what's going on. It's fucking 7:45, and we've had a crazy morning already.
Dog, it's been ridiculous. Like, we both normally wake up at the ass crack of dawn, but on no pun intended, and we get ready to do the show, and then I remember a time not too long ago when you had the bubble guts in the morning, and hey, listen, when you gotta go, you gotta go,
Yeah,
and it would not be hot to be here 10 minutes into our little morning rant spiel, and then you'd be like, oh, when you gotta go, you gotta go, and then
yeah,
right when we were about to go live, you know, Mr. Hotspot,
it
is like,
happens.
hey, it literally shit happens.
Yeah, yeah, I get it, man. I get it. So,
Yeah.
we're back though on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to tell you, on Wednesday night.
Wednesday night, not Tuesday night.
Wednesday night, we had another epic sorry series. The girlfriend goes up 3-0, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm about to get swept. Well,
Deja
guess
vu.
what? Bobby never says die. I tied the game back up at three apiece, forced a game 7. We were coming back to my home court. I'm setting the mood.
Again.
I'm like, hey, I'm like, it's game 7. Back in Bobby's house. The crowd is going crazy. You know, they're hype. They want to bring home the championship on their home floor. You know, trying to tell the girlfriend she doesn't want to be on this side of history. You don't want to give up a 3-0 lead and go down as, the biggest collapse in sorry history. You know what she says? She just tells me to shut the fuck up and we play, and she wins. And then I'm like, okay, well, that was fun.
No, I remember. I was gonna say I remember a time not too long ago when we make these comebacks, even though giving up
Yeah, I know.
big leads. But hey,
Yeah, I know.
can't win
So
them all.
yeah, I almost made the greatest comeback in sorry series history, but I just fell short, and the home crowd went home sad. So
No, that's no good. But
I'm dude.
Go
Wait,
ahead.
so for people that don't know, this is Lawson Turner. Like people may not know you without your glasses, man. I'm very worried that people are gonna be like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, bro, I'm like Clark Kent. I don't know where my glasses went.
Don't
But
You're not that cool, dude. Even though Clark Kent was like a nerd,
I was about to say
wasn't he
he's
like a
like a little bit.
news reporter or something?
I found him
Wasn't he like the April O'Neil of DC?
probably, but hold on, let me get into character. All right,
Hey,
now
oh my God, Lawson!
I am
Who
here.
was that other guy?
I'm a little late.
Mawson?
Little.
Mawson Legions?
My name is Boston on the Legends on the Legends Clubhouse, and we're ready to get some
Yeah,
me bounds. Speaking of me bounds,
me bounds.
did I assume because I knew you were busy last night, you didn't watch any of the Thursday night football game? Did
I did not.
Did you see any of the WNBA action last night?
Dude, yeah, I really,
Well,
you know,
it,
I was too busy for football because I was watching WNBA.
yeah, I don't. Well,
W.
the W. I know you'll think this is funny, and then we'll dive into the Miami Dolphins out of water for the damn near 8th year in a row and looking almost non-competitive. Um, the Seattle
They
Storm,
covered.
the Dolphins did cover. The Seattle
Mm-hmm.
Storm came storming, but it's all the way back against the Vegas Aces. And Skylar Diggins shot. She grabbed a loose rebound and shot what would be the series clinching mid-range shot. But what does Vegas do? They cut the lights out prematurely, so no
Airball.
one even saw. No one even saw that it missed.
What? The lights went out?
They cut the lights on and started celebrating. and someone on and yeah, dude, someone on
Like
Twitter.
good shot.
Yeah, she shot it, and right when she shot it, when it was about halfway towards the rim, they just cut the lights out and went on to like they're
Did it go
celebrating.
in?
No, but it's still funny.
Dude, that shit would have been awesome if it went in.
Oh, dude, it would have been the most legendary thing in WNBA
Are they in the
history.
playoffs?
Yeah, their playoffs started.
Oh.
Yeah, their playoffs started 4 days ago. Yeah, and the first round concludes
Well,
tonight.
me and the rest of the world, don't pay attention to WNBA.
Yeah,
So,
which is why I'm saying if you didn't
I
know.
apologize that I didn't know that it was in the playoffs.
Yeah, but it was still just super funny because you have arguably the best player in the WNBA, Asia Wilson, almost getting beat at home in Game 3. But Skylar Diggins' jump shot, when about like I said, when it was about halfway to the rim, all the lights went out and they started doing like their celebrations, projection stuff on the ground, which I thought was
You
really funny.
you know what, it would have been awesome if yesterday was September 18th. Um and that was, you said it was Seattle?
Yeah,
Was it in Seattle?
no, it was in Vegas.
Okay, so still Pacific time. So that would have been awesome if at like midnight, say that shot went up at like midnight or like 11:59 with a couple seconds until midnight.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be awesome if it went up, right? And like September 19th, 2025 was when the CBA kicked in for the WNBA, and that would have been awesome because they were like, "Oh, pay us what you know owe us," shit. That'd been awesome if they shot the shot like 3 seconds from midnight, and it's in the air, and they just turn the lights off because they're like, "All right, we're going on strike because we're not having the CBA, we're not paying you more." So they just shut the lights off on it, the whole operation, and that's how the WNBA just ends forever.
That would
They
be
just turn the
crazy.
lights off, and everyone just forgets about it.
L- l-
That would be a great ending to the WNBA storyline.
That would be crazy if it wasn't storyline. But speaking of storylines, uh, I want to ask you something about this Miami team. Is it time for them to just clean house and just be done with everybody?
I think so. Because we talked about this the other day, right? We talked about this on Wednesday that they have no trenches, right? They just have a bunch of speed, and then they have a zombie quarterback, like, and a nerd that should be named Zane, quarterback or coach. So like, just blow up the whole fucking thing. Like like Tua is not. I don't think Tua is gonna have a. I don't think he's gonna have like a long 15-year career. I feel like he's gonna be like more of like an Andrew Luck, like 8 to 10, right? Unless he's
Mm-hmm.
already there, which I don't think he is. But yeah, just blow the whole thing up, dude. You have pieces that you can trade. You can get a lot of assets and just start rebuilding next year. Trade all your fucking dude. I would keep Waddle. That's like the only dude I would keep.
Yeah, like Waddle is in the age range where he, because at the end of the day, you gotta have something or reason for your guy for people to, come to the games and be like semi-competitive. But yeah, like I would.
Mhm.
There a rumor came out that when the team was winning, 2-3 years ago, that players would miss meetings and Mike McDaniel was just okay with it. And
Yeah.
I think it's a Mike Tomlin quote where don't accept anything in a loss that you would or in a win that you would accept in a loss. And it's like everybody's all
Hmm.
fine with being late, missing meetings, and things like that when you're winning, and then want to kind of change and act hard when you start losing. If you're a head coach, it's easier to do it not the Belichick way, but to be a hard ass and lighten up over time, as opposed to
Right.
being, light and then trying to harden up, because players, they see right through that. No one buys your stick.
Right. And winning solves everything, right? So,
100%.
you want to quote, your Mike Tomlin and stupid Steelers. Well, I'll quote Dan Campbell, and they got to start biting kneecaps. That's what they got to do down there.
The only thing is
They
they don't
they should
have.
do.
Good to you.
They should have
Sorry.
never let Dan Campbell go, man. I think they would be in the situation with the Lions. They're probably situated uh, if they would have kept Dan Campbell instead of what's his name?
Mike McDaniel?
Yeah, Mike McDaniel. I didn't know if I froze because you froze for a second,
Oh, no,
so
I
I
was
didn't know
listening.
if
Oh,
you.
my bad.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah, no,
oh
but
yeah, oh yeah, that guy.
yeah, it really makes me. They might have the worst secondary I've ever seen outside of Minka Fitzpatrick, and what's even more, not, it's not funny when players get injured, but they had another DB go down last night, and I'm like, that team just, like, they had a nice kickoff and opening drive in which, um Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State scored, the first touchdown of his career, but after that it was just playing tiddlywinks the rest of the game. Like,
But hey, man, they covered. That's all people
they
care about
they
is they
did.
covered, except for people in Miami.
I'm curious. The spread got up to what, 12.5 before kickoff?
Yeah, I had it at 12.5.
That's that's a lot of points, and about mid, because Tua scored that touchdown with Tyreek Hill in what, the fourth quarter. Was it late third or early fourth when they scored?
I don't know, man. I didn't watch it.
Oh yeah, hey, I didn't know if, like, when you
We
checked,
already established
I didn't
that
know
question.
I didn't know if, like, when you checked your phone, it was in the, all right, it's the fourth quarter, the end. Tyreek Hill
No,
just
I
scored.
checked it it was the third quarter and it's 21-14, and I was like, okay, Buffalo, you got to score another touchdown here.
Uh,
And then I checked it when I was done because I was recording a podcast last night. So,
gotcha.
for the 64-bit Legends podcast that should be out in a couple of days.
Awesome. Now to move, now to move a little bit towards your sport, dude. I don't
My
know.
sport entertainment or my sport
We'll go sports entertainment to start since it is Friday. Um, I don't know if this is
WrestlePalooza
true.
is tomorrow.
Yeah, and I saw Brock and Cena opening it.
Yeah. That was announced on the Pat McAfee show, and I'm not really sure why. I didn't like. I don't know much of the card. But I'm guessing if Cody Rhodes, I forgot Cody Rhodes might be fighting Drew McIntyre. Uh,
This is
that might be the main event.
for a for
So
a PLE in the first, PLE on ESPN. This has been the most quiet, pay-per-view I've ever seen in my life. It's like there's almost no hypeness going, into it. I mean, barring anything
I think it's
crazy on
a terrible
SmackDown
name.
tonight. Yeah, I don't know if you saw what Punk
I think
said, but CM
it's a
Punk
terrible name.
said,
I think it's it sounds like a fucking 7-year-old came up with this. And
yeah,
even as a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, I was making pay-per-views with my little wrestling action figures, and I didn't come up with some stupid name like WrestlePalooza. I
yeah,
can't. I came like with names like I can't think of one right off the top of my head, but they were cooler than that. They were like,
yeah.
um, Wrestle in Hell or something. It was cool.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, it's like when I heard, because I didn't watch McAfee because I just see a lot of clips and stuff, or if he has any interesting guests, I want to see, like, that individual segment. But when it was announced that Cena Brock are opening the show, I'm like, because that's your draw, and
Right, but
I understand
normal
for,
Lesnar fashion.
huh?
Like you're either first or last for Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
Um, he does that shit in Saudi too. I think it's so he can just leave after, like for real.
I mean, it makes sense to me. But yeah, like when,
Like I think that thing like when they were overseas and shit, so he could just get on a plane and leave right after.
hmm, the more you know.
So.
it's really interesting to just the fact that when you have like that big draw, because like
Mm-hmm.
not only is it Brock's first match since returning, it's Cena's in part of his farewell tour. It is also the first pay per view on ESPN, so it's like I guess
That's
they don't want any opening like a regular opening show match.
Yeah, that's why I think I was about to say that I think that's why they're going on first as well. I think that has something to do with it, just because it's like, okay, like we're gonna start this pay-per-view or this PLE off with a huge bang and have the two biggest names in, wrestling slash UFC, whatever, in the last 20 years, um, battle it out first, first match, first ESPN PLE. So that's probably, I would think that's probably why. Um, but we also have, I think we have CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Seth Rollins and Becky. I think there is the Tribal Thief and Braun Breaker
Yeah.
against the Usos. And then I think there's Roman versus Seth. Is it? No. Seth versus Roman. Who the hell is Roman versus? I don't know if Roman's on the card. I
Hmm.
thought he was versus somebody, but I
Did
can't think.
speaking of the mixed tag match, did you see the Punk clip that was going around yesterday, day before?
No.
So AJ Lee, since she's been back, she's been doing like a bunch of media and stuff, and
Oh, about four guys or something,
about the
and he's like, "That's not gonna happen."
about the four-way kiss, yeah, and Punk's
Yeah.
like, I'm here to say that's not gonna happen. So for those who don't know, AJ Lee since coming back, she's been doing a lot of media, obviously because she's a massive draw, and
Mm-hmm.
her and Punk, in the real world are married and stuff like that. So while AJ is doing media, at their house, CM Punk was. I don't know if he put it on like his Instagram story or whatever, but it shows his face and it looks like he's laying on the couch. And he's saying, "Hey guys, AJ's been doing a lot of media, and I just heard her say that she's crazy. She doesn't know what's gonna happen. That we might get in there and have a four-way kiss." And Punk said, "And I'm here to say that's not gonna happen. That's not." And I'm like, "Oh, Punk, you kind of. I mean, once again, Punk's not really
I
gonna
mean,
kiss Seth, but it would have been just like the fact that she said that and Punk immediately was like, "Yeah, bro, that's not gonna happen." Just made it a little bit extra funny to me.
storyline, like 10 years ago, or whatever. He was just jumping from guy to guy.
Yeah, it was
Um,
what Kane to Daniel Bryan back to Punk, and then all that
yeah,
jazz. It was insane.
Cena was in there, I think, at one point.
Hmm.
Um, but who knows? But yeah, should be a decent event.
Hmm.
Tomorrow night, live on is it just on the ESPN channel too?
I don't,
Like if you have like cable, turn on ESPN and
I
put it
don't,
on.
I don't know. I think that it's on their new ESPN special streaming service. I have no idea.
I know it's on that, but I'm not sure if it's actually on the channel. I know it's on Netflix as well, so um,
Hmm.
there's that.
I
But
was about to say maybe
yeah, man.
Netflix is also the place to be for for those PLEs
Yeah, I'm just hope I'm back home in time because I have a golf outing tomorrow for my nephew's baseball team or yeah,
ooh.
whatever. So it's at it the shotgun starts at 9, check-in is at 8. But they include lunch and dinner. So I'm hoping that I'm back, like I don't think I would
Damn.
be home that late, but who knows.
It
I
sounds
hope
like
I'm not.
hold on, you said they cover breakfast and dinner?
Lunch and dinner.
Oh, I was about to say, so you're there like
Lunch is like a couple of hot dogs and a bag of chips at a turn.
yeah.
Dinner will be like legit.
I was about to say that it still seems like a pretty cool, all day event. Is it for like a
Yeah.
fundraiser?
God damn, do you listen to anything I say? I said it was for my nephew's baseball team.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is it like a fundraiser or
What else would it be for?
I don't know, like
Raising funds for the baseball team. God damn.
like a team bonding experience.
You take one shit before a show and you lose your brain processing power.
Where do you think all my
Maybe you should take those glasses off.
So, did you see that the Tigers got swept yesterday?
Yeah, I'm very aware, and I'm very aware that they only have a 3.5 game lead against Cleveland. They play them 3 more times. They've played the Atlanta Braves, who aren't that good, but then they play the Red Sox, and guess what? Guess who's on the Red Sox? Frickin' Alex Bregman, who didn't sign here and sign there, so he's gonna hit a walk off and not be the iceberg to the Tigers, which is the Titanic.
Dude,
Dude, this is ridiculous. Like what I tell you, the big lead. I was nervous about the big lead going into the playoffs. They might not even make the playoffs. I know they only have a 10% chance of missing the playoffs, but it's still a possibility. They're playing like shit. They've lost like I think like they've only won like 7 of their last like 22 games or something. Like it's not good. It's not good here.
it's it's really not. I don't know what happened to this offense. Because if you look 2 months ago, still one of the best in baseball. They were mashing fucking righties, just destroying them. And now it's like with BB and Gavin Williams, they got after him and rode his pitch count, but it's not like they destroyed him runs wise. And
You have nobody in the lineup that's feared. Like even Kerry Carpenter, he doesn't play against lefties, so just put a lefty in. Like he's got like 50 at bats against lefties this year, like which is ridiculous. You should just play him every fucking day. Um, I get like it's cool to be able to have him as a pinch hitter and sometimes like have the dramatics of the other night, but you still lost. Um, Javi Baez is not an all-star anymore. That came down to reality. And you didn't make any fucking moves at the deadline. You made these moves for these what people are calling 4A players. You don't make an impact move, and now it's starting to bite you in the ass. You got one dude, I think it's that Montero that they got,
yeah, from the
who's been
Braves,
dominant on the pen. But besides that, Chris Paddock sucks. Charlie Morton, they thought was going to be the number two. He's coming back to life as a 80-year-old pitcher with a arm that's about to fall off. What do you expect? You didn't add any bats. You thought Parker Meadows coming back was going to do, be all of a sudden he was savior. You like baseball's a game where of course there is some consistency, but there is a lot of inconsistency. Like just because a guy has a good year one year doesn't mean it's gonna carry over or if he's ever gonna hit that mark again. So thanks for not adding a bat in the lineup because you didn't know where it would fit. AJ Hinch can make it fit, dude. The rich get richer. Look at the Yankees. Look at almost every year where the Yankees have a you look at their lineup and you're like, oh my God, they're fucking stacked. And then they add, the best player available at the deadline. You're like, well, where's he gonna fit? They make him fit. It's
dude.
okay to have 10 guys that are good.
It genuinely surprises me when teams have the lightning in the bottle and don't swing for the fences, literally.
Dude.
Because
And then they're trying to build up on these minor leaguers that like are in their system, but again, dude, like you have no idea how these guys are gonna pan out.
minor leaguers don't win you titles.
No, they don't.
No, they might win you future titles, but when you have a team that's red hot and is ready to win right now in the palm of your hands, because
Mm-hmm.
even though they have had a ridiculously bad stretch over the past month and a half to squander what was the lead at one point, 12 and a half, a 12 and a half game lead.
Yeah.
Like they, not saying that they're not going to win
At
the
one point
division.
in the season, it was like 15.
Like, dude, you essentially, I think you brought it up in previous shows, you just have to play 500 baseball the rest of the way. And not only have you
Right.
played 500 baseball, you've played extremely sub 500.
Yeah.
I don't
You're
know.
playing like 300 baseball. You're playing like the Rockies. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and like I said, man, like and I hope they prove me wrong. I've been saying this the whole season, though. I don't think they're World Series contenders.
Hmm.
Shit, I thought they were gonna win like 78 games at the beginning of the year. I lost my girlfriend's father's bet against his a gentleman's bet against his friend because I was like, hey, I think they're gonna be. I think they're gonna take a step back. They didn't improve at all in the off season. They got Gleyber Torres, and that was about it. And they're expecting all these guys to come back and just have the same season that they did last year, and or at least towards the end, and just carry that over. And I was like, I don't think that's going to carry over. I mean, it did for most of the season, but not now. I mean, you had probably one full season of really, really good Detroit Tigers baseball, but now you're getting into the point where, like, last year you started off like mid-August and you got hot, and you took that ride until the All-Star game this year. So that is almost a full season. Now it's starting to cool off because it's coming back down to reality. Like, it's that sample size. Like, you needed to add something and you didn't. And, it's super frustrating as a Tigers fan because you're like, dude, like, literally we added nothing. And we added one great bullpen arm, and the rest, how are we going to compete in the playoffs? Like, you think this team actually has a shot in the playoffs to make it to the World Series and win against teams like the Dodgers and Yankees, who are just absolutely fucking stacked to the moon with talent, and us, like, we have to grind, we have to make the plays from first to third, and be aggressive and do all this shit, and we have to have Scuba win. If we don't, then will probably get swept or lose the series regardless. Like, he's in must-win situations every time he pitches. Like, it's not a good thing. And yesterday he pitched,
I
still
was
lost.
I
What
was
happened then?
I was just about to say, when you have an almost a sure thing, like you can almost check in every school will start 4, 5.5 hits, 1, 2 runs given up, 7 to 9 Ks, 6 innings, 6 to 7
Hmm.
if you push them, um, and you still lose.
Yeah.
Like,
And, I hate the state of Ohio for many reasons,
mm,
but fucking dude, like, Cleveland just owns us. And it's terrible. Like, I hate it. I hate Cleveland.
and
I
like
hate Ohio.
their roster, their lineup has like outside of Big Christmas and Jose Ramirez, there's not a lot of pop or scare in that lineup.
Who the hell's Big Christmas?
Um, Noel, the pit, the
Oh
player
yeah,
that,
gotcha.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Gotcha. No, dude, you know who kills us in that lineup? Is probably my relative down the line, Stephen Kwan.
Dude,
That dude is,
insane.
like, I mean, every game he gets fucking 2 hits. Like, and every time they're big he fucking destroys us. He is a Tiger killer. Him and Jose.
It just, and another thing, and once again, I'm not a pitcher to say do this or do that, but a lot of Jack Flaherty's command issues, to me, from once again from the outside looking in, you would know a lot more than I, but it seems a lot that he's just willing to throw. He was willing to waste pitches looking for swings and misses.
Hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
if you throw sliders away or sliders in the dirt, they're not gonna, for the most part, they're not gonna swing.
Depending on who you ask Javi Baez if he's swinging at that.
Right, but we all know Javi swinging it. uh, At, you name it, he swung at it. But like,
Yeah.
and I'm not just talking about from a betting perspective like me, but like Flaherty's he's a solid pitcher who had a solid stint in Detroit before going to the Dodgers last year. Now coming back, excuse me, to Detroit, it's like he's been fine. Maya's record wise is good, but the majority of his starts were when the team was rocking and rolling. Um,
Right.
Outside of Scooble, there's are serious because if there's a bullpen game, you got to really like. How many innings would you give Montero?
How many games or
Innings.
innings?
I might say innings, but innings. Like if there's a seven
Two
game,
max,
huh?
2 max in a game.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, he could probably come in every game, but you're only giving him 1 or 2 innings.
that's what I'm saying. Like if in a game 4 where okay, Morton's getting beat up because I don't like for as much of a great story time as he is. Listen, Old Yeller, eventually you've got to
Right.
get taken out back.
Yeah, like, and that's how this whole team is. I like, as of right now, as of September 19th. with about 10 games left. I think that I don't think Detroit will win a playoff series. They're gonna, even if they get a first round, if they play in the first round, they're out. If they get a first round bye, I think that might help a little bit, just for a little bit of time off, just to like, all right, like usually I would
Relax.
in baseball, I was like, I don't like my team having the first round bye, because a lot of times that, week or few days that you don't play in baseball, like basketball, that's great, you get rest. Baseball, that can fuck up all your timing, that can fuck up your momentum, everything,
It's the rest versus
uh,
rust argument.
right. And so this could be good for a struggling team. I think it would help more for a struggling team than a hot team. um just because you get the time off, you can clear your head, maybe you figure out your mechanics, figure out your timing, whatever. This team ain't gonna win a fucking series, man. This team is in serious danger when it comes to the playoffs.
I,
If they continue to play like this, they have about a week and a half to, or a little over a week
mhm.
to figure shit out. But it's not looking good.
I'm curious right now. The first two seeds, the top two seeds get buys, right?
Yeah,
If the
I
season
believe so.
if the season ends today, you get the bye, but you are one game ahead of the Astros, who've been, they're on a 3-game winning streak.
Yep.
You're
Seattle's, Cleveland's hot.
dude.
Like,
All the teams that are chasing are hot as hell right
yeah,
now.
and we're the Rockies, not giving up so many runs, but just losing.
Yeah, which once again, something's got to give. I think that once again, because there's only, I think you said what, a 10% chance that they miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
I saw yesterday. There's actually mathematically a way for the Marlins to get in the playoffs, and I'm like, guys, they're not going 8-1 down the stretch. The Yankees are not.
Good.
The It was like Marlins 8-1, and then like four other teams going 3-7 or 6 the rest of the way, and I'm like, that's not feasible. But hey,
Hey,
so you're
don't
saying
say
there's a,
never.
hey, you're right.
Ain't a chance, man.
The one last baseball thing I wanted to uh talk about with Clayton Kershaw retiring.
Yeah.
We kind of knew it was happening, but someone he is one of the best regular season pitchers of all time. Now, the a big mark of his career was his lack of playoff success, but dude, he was so dominant for like I saw yesterday when after it was announced his regular season ERA this year. I think it's 2.54. That's his career ERA is 2.54, and a lot
That's,
and
yeah.
a,
Insane.
huh?
That's insane.
Yeah, and like people are saying this is how Legends should do it. About 10 days left in the regular season, give your team that extra little juice to give that team just
Hmm.
the extra little. Let's try and go win one more for Kershaw.
Right.
Another thing that's kind of small, unless you're like a Dodgers fan, and I don't know if many people will have or will see this. Shohei has said that he's willing to in the postseason play in the outfield so they can bring him in as a closer, and I'm like, what? Like that is a
They should,
damn that's a cheat
they
code
should
in
put
and by itself,
Shohei.
dude.
They should put Shohei at catcher and just like be like, all right, just try it. No, Kershaw is he's probably the best pitcher of this generation in the
Mm.
last 20 years. Um, Absolute stud, man. I don't know how, like, I don't know his accolades off the top of my head, but I know he's got multiple Cy Youngs. He's got, I'm sure he's got pitching triple crowns. Um,
He's got an
the dude is,
MVP. Yeah,
yeah, the dude is just a beast. I think he got the, did he get the MVP the same year that Justin Verlander got the MVP?
he
Was
got
it two
he got
pitchers
it in
that got MVP?
2014.
Okay, never mind. I think Verlander got hit in 11 or 12. But but yeah, man, he absolutely dominant pitcher in the regular season, like you said. And yeah, it sucks that he didn't have as much success in the postseason. But dude, like your sample size is big enough, man. Like I get, baseball's a weird sport, dude. Like it's not like basketball where you just don't, like guys sometimes just don't show up for the playoffs because that usually doesn't happen. But like baseball, like I mean, it's the ball, the ball lands fucking fluky ways, dude. So who,
Hmm.
it's it is what it is. Like even with like the A-Rod thing about like, not being able to perform in the playoffs, you have limited time. The games are more stretched out, shit like that. It's cold, like, you know, hey,
Yeah,
go bed.
go bed. And in
He,
Kershaw, we
his neck and head still smell like a skunk. So the rest of his body's fine, but just his head and neck still smell like a skunk. So
that's funny.
we're not letting him on the bed right now.
Yeah, Kershaw's one of 20 players to hit the 3,000K mark, which it's
Yeah,
I don't know
Monroe.
because I when Verlander was chasing it, I was looking at like, okay, well, who's the next guy? And it's like
Hmm.
they're miles before we'll ever see like another someone close to a 3,000 Ks again.
Probably we probably won't because the guys just don't go long enough. Like a lot of the guys are like 5 and out or less. Like you have your um the starters, but like now you have bullpen days that are with openers and shit like that, and you're not pitching 8 9 innings anymore. I just saw a stat like for Randy Johnson back, in like 2000, he had 12 complete games. You're lucky if you have one now.
Which is insane.
And that's probably only if you have a no hitter bid and you're up 8 and you have a good pitch count. Like they're not, the guys won't even allow. I'm guessing if a guy got up to 100 pitches in the seventh inning, they had a no hitter, they'd pull him. They're not going to let him go the last two. And guys like what's his name, Edwin Jackson. I think he had a no hitter with like 8 walks and like 160 pitches like 10 years ago. Um, that shit ain't happening no more.
Nah. Blake Snell, you think this is funny. So Blake Snell was having a dominant night 2 nights ago, and he gave up like a single and a walk in the seventh. And I think there were 2 outs left. And here comes Dave Roberts, and the bullpen guy's already jogging onto the field. And a lot of people were making jokes about he's got PTSD because the iconic should have kept Blake Snell in game in the World Series
Hmm.
against the Dodgers, where it's like he's cooking and he gives up a little bit of traffic and they pull him. Uh, Blake Snell just looks at Dave Roberts and said, "Nah, I got it. I got their ass and stuff." And so, literally with his reliever walking onto the field, and Blake's just like, "Nah, nah,
Right.
I got it." And then Dave Roberts just says, "Okay." Turns around, walks off, and then he strikes out next 2 Ks, or the next two batters. I think he had 13 Ks on the night and 7 total innings.
Hmm.
Like you don't see many going into the seventh pitchers anymore.
Right, right. Yeah, you like I said, usually it's 5 to 6 and out, if that. Like,
Do you think? I'm sorry to interrupt.
no, no, go ahead.
Do you think it is based off of we've seen enough sample size of pitchers pitching so much that their arm just will eventually fall off, or do you think that it's a mix of off batters just becoming so because there are a lot of batters now that it doesn't matter where you put anywhere near the zone, they can either make contact or hit it hard enough to get on base. And once again, whether making contact or hitting the ball in general, that will just slowly eat up your pitch count.
I think it's more of putting more work in on your journey to the major leagues as well. Like just like if you're a pitcher, you're playing year round now. Like kids are playing year round, like or at least they're playing like, 9 10 months of the year. And if you're a pitcher, you're gonna be doing that through high school, through college, through the minors and shit like that. And like and it's almost nice to have a Tommy John surgery right away because it's hard to re-injure that injury. But like I don't know, man. Like I feel like because there is so many guys that throw gas and Shit, you used to have guys that like were specialty guys. Like okay, like like for example, like the Tigers used to have Phil Koch. I feel like Phil Koch only came in to face like one lefty or two lefties, and then he was out. Like he would only face lefties and pitch for usually less than an inning unless there was nobody on there. Like all right, we'll just let him out there. But now you can't do that because you have to face at least three batters.
Hmm.
So I think with I think it's just a combination of things, man. I think people don't like I think there's so much analytics and so much tape on these guys that they don't want to have them face the lineup multiple times. When you get into three times around the lineup, or even four, like the guys start seeing your pitches too much, and I think that has a lot to do with it. Back in the day, like you didn't have that available tape, like immediately. Now you can just go on an iPad and watch your last at bat
Hmm.
in real time. So I think it's just a combination of shit. And it's just the analytics of all right, let's see a different arm angle, let's see different slightly different pitches from a different guy type shit, and just keep kind of messing with the batter's head. Like I said, back in the day, they didn't have this instant access to oh I'm Javi Baez and I just swung at something 17 feet outside the box. Oh, maybe I shouldn't swing at that next time, but oh wait, I still will. But I can watch all the tape I want, but I'll still swing at it. But I think that has something to do with it too. I could be wrong, but it just seems that way. But I think there's a bunch of different factors. I think actually, I think the batters being able to fight off pitches and shit. I think that's the least of the concern because the strikeouts are more than ever right now, and it's all about launch angle and home runs and shit like that. So I don't think it has anything to do with batters. Batters don't really battle anymore. You don't have guys like Tony Gwynn who's batting 340 and can put anything in play and just looks for base hits. People don't look for base hits anymore. Like it's kind of a shame because if you put the ball in play, anything can happen. But like you know, analytically, if a guy's on first, you would rather strike out than hit a ground ball. Which, yeah, essentially you're trading two outs for one, but who knows if that ground ball could take a funny hop if there could be an error on the throw, fielding, anything like you know. I guess it's the risk, but
How
um, you
hmm
know,
how many times over the course of a year do we see, like, whether it be, your position players like your shortstop and the ball just hops off his chest and he can't corral it? So
right,
so maybe there's not an instant play to second, but there is to first. So
right.
you're essentially that's essentially a productive out, moving the runner over.
Right. Or they field it, they can't get a grip on the ball. It takes them a second. They have to a bunch of shit can happen. Like
Dude, 100%.
anything can happen, and for the fact that they value just strike out. We don't want two outs. We just want one. Okay, cool.
I feel too that's why Giancarlo Stanton is still one of the most, not valuable per se, because at this point in his career he's not he's a just a pure DH. He's not moving, but he's a, hey, don't put that ball anywhere near that fucking strike zone, because Giancarlo will still
Right,
take your ass deep.
right. Speaking of baseball, we got Nerfy time, man.
We do have nerfy time.
Um, Let me see here. I think I won my last one.
I know I did the sale and the sale and Mackenzie Gore, dude. That was a little scary.
Yeah, mine hit two. Mize and whoever, um, versus the Guardians. Because I remember I parlayed ours and I parlayed that stupid Skeens one.
Dude, Skeens
Um,
got just destroyed.
and so yeah, no, wait,
Wait, hold on.
I don't know.
What did you do for
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
No, Wednesday. Wednesday I did not hit. Wednesday mine, whatever game I picked, they let up 7 runs in the first between the two teams. Because I texted you and I was like, thank God it wasn't 8 runs. I think it was
Yeah.
Cubs Pirates or something.
Yeah, well, I
But yeah, I
remember
lost.
you. I remember you were like, I got the first one of the day, and I'm like, all right, dude. And
All
then
right, so I'm stealing your guy today. I'm
which
going
one?
with the Boston Red Sox
All right,
against
it's
the
fine.
Tampa Bay Rays at 7:35 Eastern time. Garrett Crochet, Cy Young candidate. He's 16-5, 2.63 ERA with 240 strikeouts. Versus Drew Rasmussen, he's 10-5, 2.74 ERA and 122 strikeouts. Let's get through the first inning. Rays and Red Sox, baby.
Well, if you're gonna steal that guy, let me get the last game on the slate. Clayton Kershaw's last start at home. The MLB needs to do right and make this game free for everybody. Just make
Yeah,
just make it free. It's Kershaw's last regular season start at home. You've got the Giants against the Dodgers. Yeah. Oh, really quick, and you'll think this is a hilarious stat. There's been three pitchers in the recent however long that have in three straight starts have given up five that have gone at least 5 innings and given up one or less hits, and it's like Dylan Cease has 3 wins. Uh, Yamamoto in his last three starts has gone five or more and given up one hit or less. No wins out of all three of those starts. And I'm like that,
Jesus.
and I'm like that's why the win stat. And it's not that he's lost, but that's why the win. That's
Right.
why the win stat sucks. That's why
Yeah.
the wins losses stats
It's
suck,
so irrelevant.
dude.
So thank you for joining us. You already you're already done with your analysis and all that.
So
I just damn.
Robbie Ray against Clayton Kershaw, two funky lefties. Clayshaw, I said Clayshaw. Kershaw's
Clay,
last. Clayshaw,
Clay,
hey,
Kurt,
some
Curtin
Kershaw,
Clayshaw,
Curtin Clayshaw.
Curtin Clayshaw. Yeah,
Yeah,
Curtin Clayshaw.
yeah, dude. If you don't know, now you know.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining us here on Friday at the Legends Clubhouse, or as we like to call it, the Legends Clubhouse.
The Meejins.
Um, on this beautiful Friday morning. Have a great weekend. We are usually live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:30 a.m. Eastern time. You can find us unless one of us is taking a shit or one of us our internet doesn't work or whatever. But usually we keep you updated. Um, Check us out, live on YouTube on the New Leaf News channel. Check us out over at newleafnews.com/network. We have daily great daily content, whether it's sports, entertainment, gaming, horoscopes, murder shit, all this other type of shit, pods and more. Check us out over on our social media. Go follow us on Instagram, X, Blue Sky, TikTok, Facebook, all under New Leaf News.